Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. How is everybody doing? It's our first Monday into January, first day back to work because I had an enjoyable vacation and yeah, it's just spectacular. It's all there is to it. It's just a wonderful thing. I'm going to show things that I have accomplished this week. Got done, got finished. I am so thrilled. This week is January 2025 is starting off with a bang. First of all, what am I wearing? Yes, I did make this. This pattern is called Byzantine Basics. It was originally in a fall 2003 Interweave Knits magazine. Look at this. That is the 2003 magazine, and that is what I made it out of soon after the magazine came out. I was smitten with it, loved cables. Yeah, this sweater is 20 years old. Really, it literally is. I did this from Barocco Comfort worsted weight. Remember how I commented, if you've been around, that I do like the Barocco yarns? That is what this is. This is Comfort. And let's see. Here's the picture. Okay, that's a crummy picture. But look, see there, get it on me, and then you get the cables on the back also. There you go. So this is the second time I followed this pattern. The first one I used a worsted weight also, and more of a rustic acrylic with tweedy bits and everything, and I made it into a big oversized sweater. And it has got the drop sleeves right here, you know, so it has all of that wonderful stuff. And I decided that I wanted to make this one a little closer fitting. And the sleeves are shaped. This is when I didn't have problems doing sleeves, as in I just knit them and didn't care. You know, not like now where I whine about them and I complain like a child. So you had shaping on it. You know, please ignore any flaws or what have you. I mean, it's 20 years old. By flaws, I mean like yarn picking and just age and wear, because I've worn it for 20 years. But you had shaping here as you increase for the sleeve. And I made the sleeve the length that the pattern was calling for. But what I didn't take into account on my second time is this is a big, the pattern's like a big oversized box sweater. Otherwise, the body of it should come out to about here, right, on both sides. You know, lots and lots of room, not form-fitting like this one is. And the first one was very much like that. The first one, my sleeves go down all the way to the wrist. This one, they don't. I was heartbroken. Not so much that I wanted to rip out the sleeves and start over to make them the right size. Definitely not. As, let's see, I think you started up here and then decreased. I don't remember. I mean, you know, I have to look at the pattern. So yeah, we all learn. But yeah, this was two sweaters that I made back to back about 20 years ago. And I've commented that I had about a decade, literally a decade, dry spell on making sweaters. And it's not that I couldn't make them. Hello, this is not exactly the simple stockinette stitch, no shaping, no nothing sweater. You know, you've got, I'm gonna stand up again. You've got all of those cables and everything. You've got twisted stitches, you've got moss stitches, you've got double cables, you've got ribbing, you know, you've got all of this coming up through the sides and everything, cable up the side, cables and everything on the sleeves. This is a lot of detail. It really is. A lot of detail and a lot of things you have to keep track of. Not a problem. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, this is the second time making the pattern, different yarns, because I enjoyed it. And then for whatever reason, I had problems making a sweater for myself, an adult sweater, for a solid decade. 2024 broke that mold. 100%. I made sweaters for my husband. I made sweaters for myself. You know, I made cardigan for my daughter. I made things for the kids. You know, it completely broke the mold. So let's see what 2025 brings. I'll link that pattern down below if you're interested in it. It's a lovely cabled sweater. It really is. And it's just one of those classic looks that I'm still wearing it 20 years later. There you go. So that's one of the things. I didn't just finish it this time, right? But I just wanted to explain what it was that I was wearing. No, I didn't just finish it. 20 years ago I did. All right. What did I get done? In the nick of time, I got all the ends woven in and finished off the blanket I'm going to give to my son, oldest son, for his birthday. His birthday's on the 9th. So I had to get it done. Yes, this is my pattern. It's a traditional quilt pattern, Trip Around the World, in a crocheted format, and I'll link that down below too. I do have a tutorial. I've lovingly called it Joy's Trip. Joy is my mom's name, and it's in memory of her, as she was the hand quilter and she made countless numbers of this. But again, it's a traditional Trip Around the World blanket. And look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So if I remember, I'll go ahead and get a picture of it that's a little bit easier to see. You see, I put 3 rounds of border, plain without the boxes, with that rave yarn. This is Joanne Big Twist rave yarn. Love how that transitions. Look at that. And those last 2 rounds took more than a full cake of yarn. Do I have any of them sitting over here? Yeah, I do. Let's see. How much does that have in it? The Rave Big Twist right here. By the way, I did see Joanne is restocking this. So everybody that was heartbroken and distraught because their yarns come and go. You either get them or you don't. If you want them, get them. If you don't, that's fine too. But you know, don't be sad if you missed out because, well, I've done that. Anyway, the Rave Big Twist value yarn is 312 yards for 150 grams. Those last 2 rounds of color took more than a full cake. So those took a bit, but that's okay. It's for my son. He's going to absolutely love it. This is probably 100% acrylic. Let's see. They think it is. I know I've said it before. Yep, 100% premium acrylic. It's a roving style yarn. It is the 100% acrylic. Machine wash, low iron, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, dry flat. And probably made in Turkey where a lot of, made in Turkey where a lot of the yarns are made. So if you are interested, I was searching out the Joann's app. They have new yarns. I don't have them yet. Some people do. I'm going to have to get some, right? But the Rave is one that is back. And if you were one of the people that are like, man, I really love that and it's gorgeous and I want to make a blanket just like this, well, now's your chance. It's back in stock. Do I know how many cakes of yarn I used? No, I don't. I didn't count. I didn't pay attention. I just used them. I was a little concerned on this last round right here. I had just a ball about that big. I mean, just a tiny bit. I had scraps left. I was stressing, going, uh-oh, where's it at? I did find it, thankfully. I was like, what am I going to finish this much of a row, right? That many blocks with that's not going to blend and match on the corner. And I did good. The corner I did pretty good on the color, right? Yeah, that's where that's matched up. So that worked out really, really well. So yeah, thrilled, absolutely thrilled with that. Love the transition of it. I thought about going around all of it with black, just solid black, and doing another border round to make it even bigger. My son is 6'5". He can handle a bigger blanket, and doing that. And then I thought, why are you adding to it? Well, I mean, obviously I know why I would be adding to the blanket to make it bigger. That's what that would do. But I got all the ends woven in. His birthday is in a couple days. Why would I want to add that stress? I've been doing a lot of crocheting lately, and I've been feeling it. That's a good way to put it. So yeah, I've been feeling it. So no, just be happy. He's going to love this. He's going to absolutely love this. I think his wife is going to steal it from him, and maybe they'll snuggle together. That's a good idea, right? I mean, husbands and wives should snuggle together and share. So there we go. Got that finished. It is a wrap. Done. And hopefully we'll see him this weekend and everything, being his birthday, and we'll be able to pass this on. And my oldest baby. There we go. So that is finished. Another one. Oh my gosh. I have stories. I have stories. Okay. I put all my stuff in the bag. Well, it's not everything, but this is in the bag to kind of things that I've worked on this week to show, right? To try to keep it organized, try to keep it contained, so to speak, and be able to pull things out from the bag and show you what I've worked on. Well, we know I've been working on socks, and we know that I've got my husband's, the toe socks, right? I finished them. I finished the pair. So this was done. I finished it on the 1st of the year. I tried to get it done so I'd have 10 full pair by, you know, by the end of the year. That was my goal. I missed it by a day. That's okay. I still got it done. Hubby loves them. They fit him perfectly. He absolutely loves them. This is what he requested for Christmas. He didn't want any of the socks that I had in the bin because, you know, he's lovable and extra. And he wanted the special ones. He wanted the toe socks. I made the toe socks, the tabby socks. That's what they're called, tabby socks or ninja socks, for him and our oldest son, whose birthday I just got this. Now, my oldest son, he will get up another pair of socks for his birthday, and he already knows it. He knows which ones they are. He picked one at Christmas, and then he gets the other one, you know, for his birthday, plus the blanket that he doesn't know about. Funny story on the socks. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Heart-pounding moment on the socks. I'm downstairs in the basement and everything, and I'm weaving in ends, and just all sorts of comfortable. And the puppy comes over. He's 2, you know, but he's the youngest, so he'll always be the puppy. He's pretty feral, and he's not always lovable. He's been more lovable, but he's not always lovable. I got all the ends woven in, got that done, had the blank, had these on my lap. You know, I'm reclined out in the chair taking a nap. Not a problem. So wake up later and trying to gather up all around my chair all the projects that I was working on to take them upstairs so that I can do this video. And I find this sock. I find this one. Okay, I'm like, where's my other sock? My husband's like, honey, it was just right there. I'm like, I know. I wove in the ends. I didn't want to, but I mean, I can't give them to him until I have the ends woven in, right? You know, so I took off the extra thread that I was holding the toes, you know, while I was working on the big toe and then working on the rest of the toe. So I had some pretty much markers in there, and I had all the threads and all the things that needed to be sewn together. Where's the sock? We're missing a sock. The puppy got it. The puppy got it. I had to go in the yard. I mean, right now in Colorado, we are not getting the weather like everybody else is, but we've got frozen, like frost, you know, everything, you know, it's, the steps are slick. Let's put it that way. Everything is just a tiny microscopic layer of something that you're going to slide on. So I go outside. It's dark. It's dark out. It's late, right? And I'm like, where's the sock? And I've got my phone flashlight and I'm looking, where is the sock? I'm looking in the yard. I found it. I found the sock. And then I'm feeling, it's cold, right? The sock is cold. Wasn't frozen to the grass yet, which is good, but it's cold. And I'm feeling, going, any holes? Any holes? Because I just finished them. Hubby hasn't even worn them. Yeah, it was outside. It's outside. Got it. Got it. You little stinker. So hubby, more so, I told him when I was working on the socks, here's what I have left. This is mystery sock yarn that I got at the thrift store. Paid $1 for this. This is wool, and I don't know what the blend is, wool nylon mix, but it is a wool yarn, and it feels like a good hard wearing sock yarn. I've been pretty lucky with getting some fun stuff at the thrift store. Not often, but you know, it doesn't have to be often. And I love this color. I love these colors. And I told him, I said, well, I'm not going to really worry about the color striping and everything, so they're not going to match stripe wise, but they will match. And he's like, oh, that's okay. And the way he said it, I got the feeling he would have really liked them to match. So I did the wind off thing and I did the whatevers and what have you, and they do match. Now the toes don't, right? But that he's good with that. But I mean, the main stripes, they match. Look at that. Got it. So this was my first pair of socks of the year. Yes! Can you believe it? I got one pair done. Yay! I think I should still count them for 2024 though. I did finish them on the 1st though. On the first. That's my first project finish of the year. Yes. So that is really cool. Thrilled with that. And normally I like to keep them also for the, you know, monthly video, end of month. I haven't done the December one. Maybe I'll take those and roll them into the December, because I did the majority of it in December, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, there's that. So really thrilled. Yes, hubby's happy, and that makes me happy. So makes me happy. Let's see, another finished project. Since we're doing the finished projects, where's my little book? Do I have my book? Where's my book? Did I take my book downstairs? Yes, I did. The Textured Crochet. This is finished, the Heavenly Sweater. Let's see if I can get it up a little bit closer and you can see some of that detail without that light washing it out. Let me see, I'm gonna monkey with this. I'm not good at it. I mean, I can push buttons. Woo! Bright, bright light, bright light. Oh, okay, a little bit darker. All right, so now we can see the texture of that a little bit more. You have the little bobbles there and like leaves and embossed stitching. And then this great detail here, that's fantastic. That you're just going in the back loop and it just creates that nice ridge for the yoke. That is cool. The other thing too, if you saw some of the earlier videos, when I did the chain up here, I think it was 66, I chained very, very loose, very loose. And the reason being is experience. I mean, that's all there is to it, is I know you can't loosen it once if you have like a death grip on that chain and everything, make it really tight. If it doesn't fit over the intended person's head, you can't loosen it. It is what it is. But if you make it loose and very relaxed, you can come back and tighten it. And that's exactly what the pattern has you do. So you start, I'm gonna turn it back down again. I'm just gonna play with the lights. I don't know. My daughter tried to tell me what I'm supposed to do because she's the photographer and I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't get it, sweetie. All right, so here, this is where you start right here. That's where I did my chaining. And then you start with those leaves and that embossed stitch and everything, and then the bobbles. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Once you finish everything, you come back and you do 2 rounds around the neck, and that helps to tighten it up. It helps to gather it in a little bit. Still has room for the baby's head to go through, but it's not a boat neck. But what I did discover with this in one of the earlier videos, okay, I'm going to stop playing with the lights, maybe. I don't know, right now I'm just pushing buttons. I'm like a child. Whoa, that's bright. I don't know what I had it on. I don't normally play with it. I just leave it alone. Oh, I can't see. Got no eyeballs. All right. So what we did notice before is this, before I put the 2 rows on it, that fit easily over my head. This collar or the yoke was very nice, you know, for fitting. It's like, wow, that's pretty nice. And kind of got the idea that if I continue doing the increases and stuff, I could make this as a crochet top for myself, a nice fancy yoke, and then do whatever you wanted to on the body itself. I'm like, that's cool. Haven't had a chance to see the baby yet, to try it on her. My gauge was a little off. I believe I used the size E crochet hook. This is the Sweet Baby DK. It is a Hobby Lobby exclusive yarn, so that's what I used. Love it. Love it. And this is out of my baby heirloom baby textured crochet book. It's downstairs. I was going to show the book, but it's downstairs. So there we go. Love this. So it's my first pattern out of the book. There's 20 patterns in the crochet book, and I am already working on my second pattern with it. So let me pull that one out of my bag of goodies right here, because they're not in order. Oh, there goes the sock yarn. Yeah, I'm making some more socks too. So here is the Jasmine Sweater, and I did get a little farther. This is also in the book. Yesterday, when I did my video, I was about right here. So I got a little farther on it, not as much as I want to, but I've been doing a lot of crocheting, and yeah, my right here, because I moved like this when I crochet, right through here is like, don't do that, stop that. But I'm like, but one more row, I just want to do a little bit more. And my arm's like, no, you've done enough right now. Go play with your knitting, go do something else, stop that. So I'm gonna have to listen to my body, and we'll see how long it takes me to get these things done. Everything in me is like, I want to do it now. I crochet fast, I enjoy what I do, I like it, it's beautiful, I want to see it done. But this part of my body's right now going, you know, you've been doing a lot of knitting lately, and you decided to pick up your crochet hook, and you decided to do it with an abandon, and guess what? You're a woman over 50, and we're just not going to allow that. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's where we're at. But on this one, again, oh, I am going to play with the lights again. Sorry, it's going to happen. Oh, wrong one. Ooh, wrong one. Oh, that's nicer, right? Okay, so you can see the bobbles, and this is the same yarn, different color, same yarn. That's that Sweet Baby, but look at all those bobbles right there. Gorgeous. And you got some V-stitches, some regular double crochets. That yoke is stunning. So this is going to be the long sleeves, and right now I'm just continuing right here, and there's that shaping detail on the bottom of the sweater, so it doesn't just go flat. Like this one here is, hey, you just make it to the right length and you're done. Although I did add a little edging detail. All right, here we go. Back to the lights. I added a little edging detail right here at the edge of each one, just that final row. It just has you end, but I did some little picos, nothing fancy, but just made them match because I wanted to. So this one, I've got a little bit farther to go down, and then I'm going to work on like the middle, pretty much the middle of the sweater and everything, and then I'll come back and do some ribbing to where the sides of the sweater are higher, like right here, and then it goes like a scoop. That's what that one is. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. I'd like that as my size. I think that would be fantastic. So there we are on that. So this is the second pattern of the book, which is exciting. There's 20 patterns in it, so 10% of the patterns I've actually used. I'm feeling so sophisticated. I am feeling so smart. And look, I even did a gauge swatch. I know. Don't judge me. It's okay. It's still live. I'm just saying. Both of these I working on the size 1 to 2 year old for my 2-year-old granddaughter. She is very tiny and petite, and I was just a bit oversized on these, so I wanted to go the 1 to 2 size to where it'll probably fit her. We'll see. It'll fit somebody. It'll fit someone's kid. I know that. If you know, I think it'll fit my grandchild, but if it doesn't, it'll fit somebody's child. That's the good way to look at it. Besides, I had fun working on it. It's not a waste. There. It's not a waste. All right. Another thing, we've talked about, well, I've talked extensively, oh my gosh, about how I wanted to do mosaic style socks. Yes, I want to do color socks because I've done socks. We know I've done socks, but these are beyond the toes themselves, which is, you know, that's extra. They're what's called a vanilla sock. Typical standard cuff, just plain knitting, and because you're in the round, it's just knit, 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 and then you do your heel flap and the gusset, right? And then it's all the way knit until your toes. Well, obviously I was a little fancy and extra on the toes here, but my socks have been pretty much this one, or the pattern sock that I really like to go to. It's a free pattern. It's Monkey by Cookie A. Those are the two socks that I do the most. Just the plain, you know, add some toes, whatever. And then the monkey socks, which is a lace, but it's a nice lace. It's a easy memorized, repeatable lace. So I wanted to step out a bit and do some more fun stuff. I think this year I want to do fun socks. I want to do just wow socks, if that makes sense. You know, just something a little different. I don't want all of them to be plain. Last year I did a lot of the heel, toe, and cuffs, which was extra considering previous years it was just all one color. So, you know, I'm kind of upping my game. That's a good way to put it. Just adding a little oomph to it. So I've got a lot of these. This is the Barocco vintage sock yarn. And what I just noticed today, and I'm really, really sad, and I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to have to check it out because these are gifts to the family. And this is going to go to my daughter-in-law. She doesn't know it, but that's where it's going. So this is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon, made in Peru. Okay, fine. You know, no problems with any of those components. A lot of my sock yarn is like an 80-20 split, 80% wool, 20 nylon. Sometimes it'll be a 75-25, something along that line. The majority of it is wool and then some nylon for strength. This is wool, acrylic, and nylon. Cool. Not a problem. And it feels very soft. It is. It's very soft. I got these in the Aberdeen Wools mystery bags. I was just at a yarn store earlier today. They're $10 in the local yarn store. I got them in the mystery bags. Yeah, I got a screaming deal. So on this, the washing instructions, that's what it was. It was the care instructions. Machine wash in cold water on delicate cycle. Lay flat to dry. Do we need to do that? Has anyone used this? I mean, that's a stupid question. Of course people have used this. Have anyone that's been watching me, have any of you guys used this? And have you washed it? How does that work? I don't like to set my kids up for failure by giving them socks that need to be special care. And the reason I say that is they get socks every year. So I don't want them to have to remember, oh wait, in 2022, mom made me socks that have to be hand washed, but the other socks I can machine wash and dry and everything else, right? I don't want them to have to remember which ones are which. and potentially ruin them. I mean, I'll make them more, but potentially ruin them and feel sad, especially if they really like the socks. And that's their favorite Christmas gift. So that made me sad. I saw that today and I was a little bummed. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's like Joanne, Big Twist Value. They put on their stuff is, lay flat to dry also, the 100% acrylic. You don't have to do that. You can. And, will that cut down on pilling and all that other stuff if you're more gentle with your stuff? Yes, it will. But it's 100% acrylic. You should be able to wash that, dry that, do all sorts of, it's acrylic, right? And then this one, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't say, with the wool, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, oh, look, here I'm all excited and I'm pulling my stitches off my needle. Oh, bad news. Bad news. Don't do that. It's like, ooh, bad. One moment, please. Let me pick up some stitches. Uh-oh. Oh, come here. Come back. Don't run away. Oh, look, see, doing it live on TV or camera or phone or whatever. Don't do that. Don't fall away. Okay, there we go. I can fix it. It's okay. It's fine. So this is, I'm not going to say it right, but it is a free pattern, Petite Fleur. Oh, I'll link it. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So this is mosaic knitting. You're only knitting with one color for the round, and to get the little design like that, when I come to that stitch, I slip it and I don't work it. I just ignore it. I just slip it over to the other needle and I continue. So you're only knitting with one color. So it's not like the color work where I've got long floats behind. I don't have a piece sitting next to me, surprisingly. It's not like you've got long floats going behind it or anything along that line. And I think this is really, really stretchy. This, for me, it is. But somebody in the comments told me, mosaic stitches, be careful, because you're going to be a little bit tighter with this. So maybe use something with a larger size or more stitches. Yeah, that's it. Okay. But this particular one, it's not that issue, but I see what you're talking about. So here I am. Look at that. I'm thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled. This to me adds the wow factor with that nice pinky purple and the chartreuse green. We don't have names on them. They're just pretty. This yarn comes in a plethora of colors. I have 5 of them. It comes in a ton of solid colors, and I want to collect them. I'm just saying, this is fantastic. I do want to do a wash test, but that means I have to actually like make something to wash and measure and everything, just to see before making these and giving these to my daughter-in-law, because that's who this is going for. Yeah, I know. I'm excited. So how cool is that? It is the first week of January is not even over, right? We are January 6th. I still got one more day. And I got a pair of socks done and a pair on the needles. That's no slack in this year. I'm doing some socks, and I'm going to ride that train until I'm like sick of socks. I'm telling you, I'm going to get those knocked out and take care of. And kind of that's what I've decided this year. Is if a bug gets me, not a real bug, not a virus bug, not a sickness bug, but if that thing grabs hold of me, whatever it is, if it's sock knitting or sweaters or hats or mittens or whatever it happens to be, pot holders for that matter, could be, you just don't know. If something just grabs hold of me, I'm going to just run with it until it plays out. I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to just continue to make those things in different yarns, because that's how I am. Different yarns, changing the colors and what have you, just to see what it's going to do. Yeah, I'm kind of geeky that way. I really am. I do make a lot of doubles and triples of patterns just because I want to see, well, what does it look like in this color? What does it look like if I changed the yarns completely? What does it look like if I make it in sport weight instead of worsted weight? I know that's pretty geeky, but I kind of get off on that. It's kind of fun. So let's see. That's my socks, and that's not all. That's not all. I do have, I have a couple things. Man, I was busier than I thought. Look at this. So I would have liked to have gotten farther on this. This is Big Twist Value Heather. Yeah, this is the Big Twist Heather yarn, and that is super soft, right? Some of the yarns on the same brands feel softer than others, and I think it's the dye. It's 100% the dye. I've had this one in my stash for a while, made in Turkey, and I love it. It's gorgeous. My plan was to make a sweater with it or something. I don't know. But I wasn't doing anything with it, and I wanted to make these slipper type socks. Look at that. That's my marker. I don't really need it, but it's there. But look at that. So this is crochet. Yes, it is. This is my crochet sock. And this is, so I guess, you know, technically that's, you know, I got 2 socks on the needles, right? One on the hooks and one on the needles. We got this. This is a pattern, Unique Crafter. This is from Erin from Crafting Kitty. Her, yeah, I gotta turn the light down again so you can see the stitch definition. All right. So for her creator spotlight, it's, you know, crocheted stuff, beautiful things. There might be knit stuff, I don't know, for the particular creator, and I'll link the tutorial that I followed for this one. Look at that. Look at that texture. It's gorgeous. And this is the thickest. I mean, look at that, is so thick, and it's double layered. This thing is amazing. I've not done this before, but I'm thrilled. And let me turn it inside out. So you can wear it either way you want to when you get it done. But look at that. That is straight up stockinette knit stitch what that looks like. Man, I'm telling you, that is really cool. So you can do, you know, here's your crocheted ribbing, and all of it's crochet. There's no knitting on this. It just looks like knitting. Look at that. So totally thrilled with these. And I'm gonna have to go a little slow, which that's okay. I've got for the month to get them done, because Erin from Crafting Kitty, what she does is every month she highlights a creator, and what she looks for with that creator is somebody who has a lot of tutorials or in written patterns, and just easily accessible, paid for patterns too, but a lot of things that are free, and make something by that particular designer. And then she's got it on her channel and everything, and different ways that you can send her pictures and what have you, and get entered to win a prize. And what she also does, which I think is really cool, is she makes something from that designer also. And if she gets it done in time, most of the months she does, she gifts that to one of the winners. And there's lots of winners. It depends on how many people participate. But anyway, you have to go to her channel to find out all the particulars, because I don't want to misconstrue them. But I am playing along and doing a crocheted slipper sock. And since we are in the basement a lot more now, and it is, no, it's the basement. It's colder, right? It just is, you know, we got the walkout door and everything too. So it's not like a cave. But yeah, so we got lots of light. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I thought this would be perfect to wear, and I'm thrilled with it. I am. This is the squishiest. I mean, look at how thick that is. Look at that. That's without anything in it. That is so thick. Yeah. So I recommend that, trying that. That's pretty cool. You know, if nothing else, if your hands can handle it, right now mine can't, do that in cotton and make that into the squishiest, thickest trivet, pot holder, thing like that, you know, something that's not, the pot things aren't going to melt. So make sure that on that one, if you're doing that, all cotton, not the cotton acrylic blends, because the acrylic is plastic and that can melt. But anyway, you do you. So there we go. Yeah, so like I said, I've been doing a lot of crochet this week, and my arms are like, what are you doing? What, you haven't done this in how long? You know, you haven't been doing this, you know. And it started with making this pair of gloves right here in November for the hooker versus hooker challenge, and then, you know, trying to work on some other stuff, and then seeing that baby book. Oh my gosh. So, you know, finished up a bunch of things. It's okay. It'll be fine. And then let's see. Oh, I got more stuff. I did more this week than I thought I did. I really did. What just fell? Ooh, that's pretty. Sidetracked. Oh, what? I found pretty yarn. Imagine that. So this is my Tangled Poet Infinity Cowl Kit. And this thing is amazing. So it's my first time actually working with Tangled Poet yarn. I have the advent calendar, and I did wind up my first ball of it. I was looking at doing a pattern with it, but we'll see how it happens. We'll see what happens on that. Okay, so if you haven't seen, that is what this will look like. Isn't that pretty? So that is the Faded Glass Infinity Cowl, and this is from the lovely people at Aberdeen Wool. And what came in the kit was a lot of these pretty balls. Look at that. Oh my gosh, aren't those gorgeous? So you got these beautiful minis. So each one is, I think I weighed them, approximately 10 grams. I think it's approximately 10 grams. It says like 35 yards. And there's 14 colors, and then I've got the Barocco Ultra Wool Fine. I bought the entire kit. And for those that are interested in the pickle jar, if you have those little tiny micro minis that they sell, and you're curious, well, I'd like to make this pattern, but you know, this particular kit is out of stock right now. I stocked the website until it came in, by the way. You can still do it with those. Reason I say that is, you see this? This is what I have left. That little bit is what I have left after doing the first repeat of color. Look at that. There we are. That is stunning. So this whole thing will be this times 14, right? Changing colors all the way. And you see that? There's 2 rows right there where you faded in that next ball. And this is my next ball. See? So I'm finished with this one. I can actually cut it off now. And here's the next ball. And I think I used over half of the little ball in this cowl, but we're good with that. I think it was like 6 grams, 6-ish. So you could do that with the little micro minis. Those are supposed to be about 6 grams, give or take, because people are human and these are hand down and, you know, wound off and everything. So some might be a little bit longer and some might be a little bit shorter. But I think you'd be fine. And you just fade them in into whatever colors that you like. Use what you have. Use scraps, use whatever. Use what you have. But I really do believe you'd be absolutely fine with that. And I'm going to have to do something else. And I love the idea of doing a mini something with the leftovers of this. And somebody suggested, and I love it. I love the idea, is to take all of these when I'm done, because I'm expecting to have a little bit of every one of them. Do a hat with it. I've got the cowl. Do the same thing as a hat. The same thing that I'm talking about with using the little micro minis. The same thing, right? And you just stripe it until it's runs out and add the next color. And you just continue with that in the same exact hat pattern. And then you have this beautiful, unique, one-of-a-kind set. I mean, gorgeous. So really thrilled with that. My plan here is to just do 1 ball a week on this. And it was kind of hard to set it down. I'm not going to lie. I got into it and I was having fun. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm done with my ball of yarn? But I want to play some more. And then I had to pick up the socks. Yeah, because, you know, I'm like, well, I can stretch it out. I don't want to just do it all at once. I'm enjoying it. So again, the little minis are the Tangled Poet and the black is the Barocco. First time using it. I like it. The colors on that are gorgeous. And it's interesting too, because I've got such different colors. I had I can't pull up the box right now because it's a mess. I stacked a bunch of stuff on the box because it was flat, go figure. But the Tangled Poet Advent Calendar I got is, you know, I've got colors like this and everything. That's not a good example. I mean, it is, but it's not. These are jewel tones. These are bright, vibrant jewel tones. And these are, I mean, these are pretty bright, but these are a different combination of colors. I mean, obviously same dyer, but definitely different. These blend better. These are in-your-face jewel tones. I love them both. So I thought that was really kind of fun to play with, kind of a unique thing to notice. And it's nice to be using some of the stuff I got, right? Yeah, goal is to try to do that a little more. But I'm really good with my own, you know, we all have our own little yarn logic and the way we look at things. So obviously I will finish the entire cowl. That's not just what I use 1 mini and I'm done. But if I use something from the purchase, something from when I went out, I call that good. I'd like to use more, but I call that good. So if I decided to take some of the minis and turn them into socks, which has been definitely highly recommended, that would work. I really want to do a blanket with it, and the one that I had in mind, we'll have to see how that works because, well, you know, it's okay. We don't want any repetitive stress injuries. That's all I'm going to say. So we'll see how that works. I'm moving on. And then, oh, we know what's hubby's favorite thing for me to work on. Oh yeah, it is his sweater. Did I work on his sweater? A little bit. Did he notice? Yes. Do you want to know why? Because I put that magic little safety pin doohickey there. So now he's like, oh, look, you went far. Okay, truthfully, I went farther the last time I showed it, but he didn't realize it because I didn't have a safety pin there. And he'll realize now because I just told on myself. But because he watches my videos because he's awesome. So there we are on that. There, I'm getting there, right? So I did do some. Let me see, do I have another one of those little safety things in here? Oh, I do. Okay. We're going to do, I'm going to put another one in. I'm going to keep myself honest. I kind of don't like this part, just saying. I'd like to just kind of move the safety pin. Ooh, but anyway, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay, here we go. This is accountability. This is what accountability looks like. Alrighty. Okay, so I have, come on, it's just a safety pin. It's not that hard. All right, I have put in, I'll just bounce them now every 2 weeks or every week. You know, I'll move the green one up next time. I'll move the green one is what I'm saying. All right, so there you go. I marked it, and that's what I did. Yay. Okay, so how much more of the sleeve do I have to go? Here's the first, or here's the second one. This is not the first one. The first one's in a pile over there, and I don't want to look at it. I'm still upset. I know. For everyone that's new here, this is my third sleeve. The first one's perfect. It's fine. He did not like the way that the color pulled and wound up, so I had to do this one, and this is perfect. And you're like, yeah, but the color's pulling there. No. The other one, because I used just the one skinny yarn, all of that was bright yellow right there, and then the bright red, and it didn't match the body of the sweater because the body of the sweater stacks up with the yellow and the red, so it kind of looks orange like that. And this blends with the body, and the other sleeve didn't. So how far am I? How far am I? Okay. So I'm within striking distance. You know what's crazy about this? If you look at that, and then where did that go? And you look at the amount of work that those are. Why am I dreading this? This is on size 4s. Okay, size 4s. This is on size 1s. It takes a lot of stitches to get a noticeable difference on the size 1s. On the size 4s, it's like working with bulky in comparison, you know. Okay, let's not get carried away. No, we're not getting carried away like that. But it's faster. It's faster. It's easier to do the whole 9 yards. I don't know. You like my fancy stitch marker? That's how I hold my live stitches. Yeah, that's beautiful, right? I mean, I'm not going to miss it. The lime green, got it. So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. That's not much. That's not much. Look at that. That's so close. And then once I do that, then I gotta attach the body, do raglans, do the neck. And then that's going to be, where are my long cords? That's what's going to happen there, because I've got like 90 some stitches right now on this one. This one's more, but 90 some stitches on this one. And yeah, so then I'd be adding sleeves and then the circumference of the body. So then it's going to be like 300-400-ish stitches. I don't remember how many the body is. It's been a while, but I'm getting close because I've got the bodies up to here on him, right? You know, this is fingering weight sweater for him. And I'm excited. He wasn't even the one that pushed for this. When I made his last sweater out of Arcane Fiberworks. Oh, by the way, this is Arcane Fiberworks yarn. This is Rising Phoenix, gorgeous color. His first sweater was made using the worsted weight, and the colorway was Saint Nick. So that's the reds, blacks, and whites. Very similar to Krampus, very similar to some of the other colorways that he has. Not the exact, but very similar. So this one was my idea. He bought me the yarn for my birthday, and I wanted the fingering weight, and I wanted to do it to make him a sweater. Now here's my thought process and reasoning behind that, and why I like the smaller yarns. For one, you can shove them in places and little tiny holes and crevices, and it doesn't look like much, but you know that's like a year's worth of yarn per block. You know, so there's that. The other one is, if you can work with the smaller yarns, not everyone can. I mean, I'm not a fan of bulky yarns, so I'm not judging. But if you can work with the smaller weight yarns, you get more bang for your buck. So if you can work with them, they're better on your budget. That's a good way to look at it. The other thing on his sweater, the worsted weight sweater, I ended up getting 10 skeins of yarn, and I used portions of every one of them. So it was like 9+ skeins. You know, I had some of the Saint Nick left, and I had some of the charcoal, which is what I did the cuffs and all of the, you know, edging the trim. But I had 2 of the charcoal to begin with. So I used all of one and was into the second. So that's what I'm getting at. So I had to buy 10. Actually, I didn't. Those were gifted to me. But 10 skeins of the worsted weight yarn for his sweater. He's not a tiny man, and I'm not a tiny woman, so it works out well. But I think with the fingering weight, it can be 4 to 6. I'm not positive yet on how many that it's going to take to make his size, but well, no, it's going to be 5 to 6, definitely not 4. I took 4 solid ones, and he's bigger than me. So 5 to 6 is what I'm looking at. So economically, that's huge. That's a huge difference, you know, for that financing and everything. And again, that's if you're comfortable with working with a smaller weight yarn. I don't know how much it would take to crochet a sweater like that. I've been knitting them, you know, like I said, I just finally got over that whole I'm not making a sweater for a decade thing. You know, so I can't really speak to that as to how much yarn you take that route, but I do know there was a huge difference and a significant cost savings to doing the fingering weight sweater. And the other one is my husband's generally very warm-blooded. In previous years, he wouldn't wear something warm. He would like a sweater, he would like something, but it would be too warm. He wouldn't get any wear for it. I mean, now we're hanging out in the basement. He's wearing it all the time. But the other reason for a fingering weight sweater is, yes, it's still wool. Yes, it's still insulating for those that can work with wool. It's still insulating and it's warm, but it's a thinner layer. So that's another benefit. So there's just all sorts of different reasons that you would want to work with one item or another, or if you haven't thought about it, that might be a reason to try it. That's all I'm getting at as far as that goes. So lots and lots of fun. Those are all the things. See? That's the sweater. That's all the things that I got a chance to touch and to work on and to play with so far this week. And I am surprised. I really didn't think that I had that much. I was, in my head, I knew I finished his socks, and I just wove in the ends right before the video, and then the dog ran off and stole one. You know, and I knew I had that, and it's like, oh yeah, I did do this. So I was thinking, okay, I have two things. No, you touched a lot of things this week. So I find that really surprising. They're like stolen moments and stuff. And well, that and I've been on vacation and hanging out with hubby, and I've had a lot more time. It's been wonderful to do those things and just have fun with the crafts. But it is pretty interesting what you can accomplish if you have that time and you're like, hey, I'm just sitting down watching TV. Mom always taught me, have something in your hands. And by looking at everything around me, everything that I have touched this week and worked on this week, yeah, she did good. She taught me a skill, a life skill, and a lesson, and I will forever be thankful and grateful to her. She is absolutely wonderful. And, you know, that's why the blanket, that's why it's dedicated to her. Joy's trip. My mom's name was Joy. So this trip around the world blanket. But it was just those life skills as parents and grandparents, in my case, you know, we try to instill into that next generation different things. And you never know when something might click. And that is evidenced by my daughter coming and doing a video with me. And I will get her to come join me some more with her knitting. Never thought that was going to happen. Definitely not earlier on in her life, but it clicked. And now she's like, I can do this. I got this. There you go. So with that, I'm going to go ahead. I have been talking for quite some time. I am excited about all of this stuff. January has got me pumped. I am so pumped and so excited about the new year. I don't even do New Year's resolutions, right? But I am so excited about all the prospects of what is coming and what is happening and what I'm going to be working on and making and creating. And I've got lots of ideas, and it's very, very exciting. And it is just like consumed me. It is 100% consumed me. I hope you have that in your life too. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.